Okay, so let's look at this problem here. We have 256 divided by 47. Notice to the left, I've written dad, mom, sister, brother, rover along the side. You always want to write down your division steps when you're solving a division problem. The next thing we're going to do is set up this problem within the division house. 256 comes first. That's our dividend. It goes inside the den. 47 is our divisor. It's our divided by number, and it is found right outside the door of the den. Yesterday we talked about using estimation to help us skip count to figure out a starting place for 47 times something to see how close we can get to 256 without going over. So we talked about taking our divisor and thinking with estimation, what is this number pretty close to? Something that might end with a 0 that's easier to skip count by. 47 is really close to 50. So I'm going to come next door and I'm going to skip count by 50s really quickly to see if we can get an idea of where to start with 47 times something to get close to 256. So I'm going to skip count by our estimated divisor of 50. First, I'm going to skip count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Next, I'm going to draw a 0 on the end to change that skip counting from skip counting by 5 to skip counting by 50. Next, I go back over and I look at my dividend. It's 256. So let's look at that skip counting. What's close to 256 without going over? It's that 250, right? 300 is too much. That's more than 256. The closest we can get is 250. So what that tells me is over here, we're going to start with 47 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a starting point for this problem to see if we can get as close to 256 as we can. So let's try 47 times 5 and see what our answer might be. Okay, 5 times 7 is 35. I carry my 3. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 3 more is 23. Now, if you're not sure if we can fit in another group of 47 without going over 256, you would want to try 47 times 6, just to make sure. 6 times 7 is 42, so I carry my 4. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 4 more is 28. I noticed that 282 is too much, so let's go with 5 groups of 47. All right, let's go back to our original problem. 47 doesn't go into 2, and it's bigger than 25 as well. So next we're going to try 256. 47 times 5 is what gets us close to 256 without going over. So that 5 is going to go directly above the 6. Okay, we just did our first step. Divide. Now we need to multiply. 5 times 47, we said, was 235. Okay, we multiplied, so our next step is to subtract. 256 minus 235. 6 minus 5 is 1. 5 minus 3 is 2. Now I look to see, is there anything over here to bring down? And there isn't. I also check to see if my answer to that subtraction problem is less than my divisor. And 21 is less than 47. So we know that 21 can be our remainder. But we still need to check our answer using the inverse operation of multiplication. So let's do the check. Remember, when we check, we take our answer, not the remainder part, just the answer part, and multiply it by the divisor. So my first step is to take 47 and multiply it by 5. 47 times 5. Well, I'm looking straight up here, and I see we already did the work there. We know that that is 250. 235. Now we take that 235 and we go next door to start a new problem. 235, and we have to add our remainder to that. So 235 plus 21. 5 plus 1 is 6. 3 plus 2 is 5. And 2 plus nothing is 2. To check to see if that problem was done correctly, we want to see if the answer to our check matches with what was under the division house or the dividend. And it does. So we know our answer to this problem is in fact 5 remainder 21.